All right, so this is group one, and the topic we are choosing is manual attendance tracking and the issues that come along with that. Now, um, we have noticed that there's a trend which is actually going on, and how class reps take their attendance. We get to class, and then they pass a sheet of paper around for students to put down their names and their index number. We have noticed some challenges that we would like to buttress on. Now, the disadvantages of manual attendance tracking. And the first disadvantage that we have is human error. We can easily make mistakes when collecting data manually. And just like I said, the class rep, we have observed that sometimes they put down wrong index number, or even you, the student, you can be carried away by lessons, by lectures, when lectures are ongoing, and instead of putting down the right index number, you might end up writing something different, because that's something you do every now and then. So let's say today you write your name, index number, the next day you have to repeat the same thing. So human errors could come in, and that would affect the attendance of students. The second one is incorrect date and time entry. So students don't always write the correct date and time. They don't always enter the correct numbers into the attendance sheet. And the next one is time theft. And we have one point called body punching. And this has got to do with a group of friends that would hold, or that has got each other's back. It will be hard for a friend who is present in class to turn the other friend who couldn't make it down, because when the sheet of paper is passed on for that particular friend to put down his or her name, it's more likely that he would write the friend who couldn't make it. He'll put down the name as well, and that will be body punching, which is wrong. And since it's done manually, there wouldn't be anything that is put in places to check that. The second one is clocking in earlier. So let's say a student comes in late, and there's nothing put in places to check the time that the person is logging in. So he can actually lie about the time he arrived in class, and that is something which is wrong, and wouldn't be of help to the class, and the lecturer wouldn't really know the punctual student, and if there's any justice that should be done, or there's anything to favor the punctual ones, it will be hard for the lecturer, unless the lecturer is in the class always early, before he can rectify, or he can actually tell who comes to class early and who comes to class late. And the second one is clocking out later or earlier. So a student comes in, and let's say we have a large volume of class, a large number of students in a class. It will be hard for the lecturer to tell who goes out early or who steps out late. So he comes in and he can walk out at any time, and there's nothing to check, because the records are kept manually. And the next one is time consuming. So the class rep passes a sheet of paper around for students to put down their names and their index number, and that takes time, because it will take time for someone to write his name and his index number, and the other person also be in a queue waiting for that person to finish. So it's time consuming. The next one is more paperwork. So just like it goes, you need a sheet of paper every time, and that paper should be kept. Okay, so let's say after writing the list of students that were in class, the class rep couldn't keep that sheet of paper, so it got wet or it got missing, and that wouldn't contribute to the record keeping or the attendance keeping of students. So there's more paperwork. Using timesheets, paperwork will soon drown you in boredom and irritation. So we have a diagram here which is manual attendance management activity model. So we have the flow, which is start. So before the attendance is taken, we have lecturer who retrieves attendance form from academic administration office. So before he comes to class, he goes in for the form from the academic registration office, and then lecturer begins the class and distributes the attendance form. So he has to do all this. He distributes attendance form, and then it's passed on to lecturer. Delivers the teaching material. Each of the students sign the attendance form. So it's a whole work. Then it drops down to lecturer validate the attendance form. Lecturer ends the class, and then when after validating, the lecturer check if it is valid, or if it is not valid, the lecturer marks the invalid attendance and is dropped down to lecturer signs the class session report. It's also dropped down to lecturer submit the attendance form and session report to academic administration office. Then lecturer signs the lecturer attendance card or the student attendance card, and then the academic administrator finalizes the class attendance form before finish. Now this, as we saw earlier on, this is a whole work of which if not simplified, if not made digital, if not digitalized, would actually wouldn't be of help and wouldn't assist or wouldn't contribute to successful lectures and attendance taken in class. So this is the end of our presentation, and we thank you very much for being with us.